Connected out there. Sorry. And cold air cleans out your nose, doesn't it? Should do some tidying up, I guess. That was a good game of balderdash we had the other day. We should have another one. You never did eat your food, you know. How rude. I made you all that food and you never even ate it. Alright, so I got pretty cold out here. Does this bag have a hole in it? Little one. We had some pears. $1.50, that means 75 cents per pear. It'd be cheaper to buy pears and can them. This box, which has a hole in the lid, which is convenient for not having to open it. A lot of boxes here. Let's tidy up here. It's time to tidy up. 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 Okay, it's warm now. We'll plug it up. You probably want to plug up. And let's plug it in here, I guess. Hey, I wonder if it would work here. Okay. Let's see if your container works yet. I love glue. Super glue or Gorilla Glue. Oh, it just broke off. Well, darn, I like this thing. I guess if it didn't work once, it's not going to work the second time either, right? just leave it like that. We won't breathe. Guess I have a lot of things to put back in there. This shelf is really too high. Where would I put those other things though? I don't need that many tall things. I could put them down below, I guess. I think I need another shelf in here too. Chives. This is almond, ground almonds in there. I should do laundry today. This doesn't stay on my violin. So what do you think came and messed up my rack? My broken nuts. because he would have eaten all the corn. Makes no sense, really. Hello. Wonder how long it's been saying that for. Everything sidetracks me. Let's see, let's plug you in and let's do some dishes. So good morning, everyone. How is life today? Guess we'll just put you right there. Oops, cancel. There we go. You missed my soap videos. Well, I did think I should probably make soap. So maybe we'll make soap today. Want to? I will forget my recipe. I'll have to go and check so I can do it again. But I can do that. See if I can keep my clothes dry while I do this. So, soap. Let's start with our soap. We're going to make soap then, I guess. So, we will need to go to soapcalc.net. You find that on your internet. SOAPCALC.net. N-E-T. And then I think I would like to try making Castile soap. So we'll just put in 95% olive oil and 5% castor oil. And then you click on that and tell it to calculate. And then you view the recipe. And there, on that recipe, it's going to be telling you now what is your amount of water and lye. And this is the white powdered lye, the stuff that Drano is made with. And so the first thing you do is you'll measure your lye and you measure your water. So you put your water in a larger container that's made of glass or stainless steel. And then you pour in your lye powder crystals. You do it slowly. You don't want them to all clump up at the bottom. And then you can stir them. don't breathe it. You be very careful to stay away from it. And you could wear goggles and gloves, and you could wear all that stuff. Or, if you get it on your hands, you immediately wash it off with water because it's water soluble. And if you get some on your hands, it will sting and it will create a little hole and it will keep burning if you don't put water on it. So you might want to have a container of water sitting next by. And if you get any on your hands, if you're not wearing gloves, if you get any on your hands, you just plunge them into the water and rub it off. And there's lye in Tide. You know that? When you use Tide, there's lye in that. Which is why it gets your clothes so clean. Sodium hydroxide. Okay, now while you've got you've now mixed your water and your lye together. And you're in a container, and it's looking kind of white. Clear, it's cloudy, whitish. And put a candy thermometer in it so that you know the temperature. Now you're waiting for it to go down to 110, and it'll be really high, way up high, because it's make sure you added the lye to the water. Never, never, never add the water to the little lye crystals. I think this has got a crack in it now. From the dump it cometh, into the dump it shall return. Okay, so now while you're waiting for that mixture to cool down to 110 degrees, now you get your oil ready. And it says in your recipe how much oil and how much castor oil. So you you put them each in their separate containers, and you weigh them, measure them. I think it's weighing. It's most accurate when you weigh with Celsius, grams. Those are much more accurate than ounces, because you really do need a very careful measurement. If you get a little too much lye in there, it'll make your soap much better for cleaning walls or such. And now, also this recipe has got, it's taking into account making it soft. So it's called I don't remember. It's too much. I don't remember what the word is. But it's heavy on the mild side, right? I can't remember what the word is. You'll see it. And so if it's heavy on the mild side, that means it's going to make your hands softer. I have some homemade soap in here, and it makes lots of bubbles. Anyway, Castile soap will be really good for your hair. Almond oil is the best for your hair. I don't have any almond oil. Can't use almond butter. But if your almond butter's been sitting for a long time, then maybe you could use that. Because then there's the oil on the top, right, when it separates. I have a towel to put all these on just a moment. Or a noodle, please. So then you've got your oil in your container. Now you need to heat your oil up to 110 degrees. No hotter, 110. And now when your lye mixture is at 110, you can do things like put it outside to cool it off a little faster. If it happens to be winter where you are. But you should stir it from time to time, because you don't want any clumps of lye on the bottom. Then you get into things like you have to take your stick blender in it and do it up. And you run more risk of it splashing onto you. But just always keep your arms out at the maximum when you're dealing with your lye so that you're not smelling it. Well, good morning, Regina. I'm explaining how to make soap. I guess we'll make soap today. So then when they're both at 110, when the water mixture, the lye water mixture and the castor oil and the other oil, when they are at 110, you can mix the oils together at any time. And then what you're going to do is you're going to have your oils in a bowl that's larger. It's enough to accommodate the other stuff, the lye mixture. And so then you slowly pour your lye water mixture into the other one. So your lye is pouring into the oil. And meanwhile, you've got your stick blender in the oil. It has to be a stick blender unless you want to spend hours. It's going to take you hours or minutes. It's your choice. But it will work the other way, but you just have to work at it for hours. But you stir it for more time than you ever imagined you would want to stir something for. It's like no fun. And then you keep blending it with the stick blender until it forms a film on the top. What's happening is that each molecule of oil is being changed by each molecule of lye. It's no longer separatable into lye and oil because it's now changed. It's called saponification, and it creates a new molecule called soap. Right? So you've got your, good morning, Ellen. So you've got your soap molecule now, and you can, I'm wiping off the counter here. Okay, so it'll be also getting thick. It'll be getting thick like pudding. Okay, now the best soap is hot processed. So if you're going to hot process your soap, what did you say? I used to, fingers wet. Can't see it. Okay, so you've got your mixture, which is turning to pudding. And then you're going to take that mixture and you put it in a crock pot. And you put the crock pot on, I don't know that it matters, you can put it on high. I think I usually do. Or you could put it on low. And then you put a lid on it and you leave it. Good morning, Regina. There, Jane is not up yet. Oh, but there's Janie, right? She wanted to know about soap. I wanted to make soap. I'm going to have to wipe this camera off again. All I did last time was dampen it. Alright, so once it's in the crock pot, Your soap looks so bubbly and something. Okay, we tidied it up in here. Imagine that. Look at this. Ta-da! Had to reconnect that again. Okay, maybe these things. You didn't eat your dinner. Imagine letting it go to waste like that. That was on games night, you remember? Yes, it's probably still good, but I'm not hungry. These were for our cookies. This is the plates that my mother gave to me when Virginia was born. Oh, you like that, eh? Sometimes I would measure up the soap ahead of time, the lye. I think it was about 10 ounces of lye. I would get that all ready, and I would make lots of little bags of it. I would get all the crock pots out. I love hot process soap. That's cool. You started 6 years ago from watching me. We had a nice candlelight dinner one night. That was fun. Yeah, that's right. You can use it right away. Okay. I should probably do this pan. Best to use a vacuum to get rid of all this stuff, all these bits here and there, all the things that have spilled while I've been transporting them from one spot to another. The almond did not deserve to go in there. All right. And vacuuming is the way to get that too. I don't use soap on my baking pans because I like them to have that oil finish on them. Okay. Oh, more places to clean up. Will blanches his potatoes or something. Yes, I was just thinking that maybe we should have eggs. Yeah, I could use some more Willem's potato stuff. Oh, some are trying to get away. Can't get away. Come back, come back. All right, that's that. Mostly. But wait, look. Look what has happened. We have bowls here. We had a great dinner in the crock pot last night. There was lentils and onions, dried onions. Okay, let's let those sit. Okay. All right, so if we're going to make soap, let's see what we're going to use for containers. So we've got this. We can use this for the lye. And can use this for the measuring the oil. You may have to have a bigger bowl for mixing it all. It's not really the right shape. I'd rather a taller one. Oh, and somebody wanted to borrow this. Now, what else do we need? We're going to need a crock pot. A crock pot, and let's get some V8 out. I would suggest you buy these by the case because they are full of vitamins. And as we become less and less able to get food from warm places, that may become more important. If you get it in the cans, you don't have to worry about keeping it cold. And I'll use this container for and these are good for putting your jars in if you've dehydrated stuff. Usually you have more jars than boxes because the boxes don't last as long as the jars do. And that piece of plastic is probably useful for something too. So anyway, these to get filled up with more jars. Okay, so what else are we going to need for this? We're going to need a wooden spoon. Now, if you use a long wooden spoon that can fit in your jar, that would be a good idea, because you're going to have to do that. I get it in the grocery store, certain grocery stores. Okay, so what else do I need that I was looking for in here? What would I get in here? Okay, you're going to need a stick blender. And then you're going to need some oil. Let's just use this kind of oil. We're only going to use olive oil. And if we don't have enough, we can use that one too. All right, olive oil, and we'll need castor oil. Let's go get our castor oil. And let's get some lye. And get our scale. And get some lye. I wonder if we should use this kind of lye. Those are the other ones. Well, it's going to take some figuring out. That's a project on its own. Okay, so we've got our lye crystals. And then we're going to have water, which we will get out of the tap. Let's see if this works. Oh, it does work. Okay. Okay, so we'll use this to measure our container. Okay, and then we will reset it to 0. How do you reset like that? Then we'll add our oil in here. We also have to use it for measuring our water. So we'll put our water on there and we'll reset it to 0. Alright, so we'll reset it to 0. Why does it want to do all that? Okay, so it's set to 0 now with this on it. Okay, what else do we need? So we've got our oil and our castor oil. Did we bring it in? No. Castor oil and oil. And what kind of fragrance do we want? Let's see. What's this one? Mountain laurel, but that's fragrant oil. Really not into fragrant oil. That's fragrant oil. This is fragrant oil. It's fragrant, 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 fragrant. Sandalwood is fragrant, but it's sandalwood. So what have we got? Vanilla is fragrant. Coconut cream is fragrant. Most of those are fragrant oils. Musk is fragrant oil. Cranberry and woodland. What's this? Mangoes. Fragrant. Fragrant, fragrant, fragrant. Essential. So we have citronella essential oil. And we have lavender essential oil. And we have roses fragrant. Vanilla is fragrant. Slayerite is fragrant. Fragrant, 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 fragrant. Fragrant, 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 fragrant. Fragrant, fragrant. So the only ones that are not fragrant are lavender and citronella. So let's make lavender. Now some of these are also blackberry sage, fragrant. Clean cotton, fragrant. Amaretto, fragrant. Acai berry, fragrant. Well, now you get to learn how to make soap. I just finished explaining the process. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to open soapcalc.net and then we're going to put in our ingredients. Okay. We aren't going to play Minecraft. As much as I love Minecraft, we're going to get out of it. And now we'll go to soapcalc.net. Okay, that's what you need, soapcalc.net. Round and round and round it goes. Okay, so that is an ad. Don't click on that. Okay. So, getting started. That's also an ad there. Soap Calc Lie Calculator, this one here. Okay, here's your calculator. Ignore that start. It's not to do with it. So, how much do you want to make? 1 pound, 2 pounds, 5 pounds? We can make 1 pound. So, water as percent of oil is going to be 38. Super fat, that's the word I was looking for, is 5%. Fragrance is 0.5 ounce per pound. Okay, and so we're going to make 1 pound. And we're going to use, let's see, here's our oils. Let's go down through and we're going to use olive oil. So olive oil. Now it wants to know what percent, so we're going to add that. So olive oil is now in there. And we're going to put 95%. Okay, 95%. And then we're going to put castor oil. C-A-S, castor oil. Click on that. And we go on to add. And then we're going to put 5%. Okay, and then we're going to calculate the recipe right there.
What you making?
Soap. So now we calculate the recipe and then,
I can make it with you?
yeah, and then we'll view or print recipe. We'll view the recipe.
You haven't started though, right?
I've gotten things ready and I've done a lot of explaining.
Okay.
Okay, but we're now at the recipe book. So it's going to be just citronella. I'm not citronella, what am I saying? It's going to be Castile soap. So olive oil, castor oil. That's all we need. So we're going to put 95% olive oil and 5% castor oil. So we have 15.2 ounces of olive oil and 0.80 ounces of castor oil, or 430.91 grams and 22.68 grams. Okay, now up here is, this is how much hardness, 29 to 54, cleansing 12 to 22, conditioning 44 to 69, bubbly 14 to 46, creamy 16 to 48, iodine 41 to 70, INS, whatever that means, and lauric, mystic, palmitic, so it's palmitic, oleic. I don't know what those things mean. Okay, now up here is your lye. So you've got your water here. This is how much water you're going to need. 172.36 water, and lye is 58.22. Okay, so those are important numbers. So if you want to write them down, let's get write it down on paper. Let's put it in my journal. Is this my journal? This is the YouTuber's book. Well, we'll put it in the YouTuber's book, okay? So for 1 pound, Okay. Okay, so we're going to make 1 pound of soap, Castile soap. Okay, and so the first thing we need is we're going to need the water and then the lye. Remember, you put the water and add the lye to it. And then we're going to need the olive oil, and we're going to need the castor oil. And this is going to make Castile soap. It'll be a tint greenish. Okay, so the water is 172.36. 172.36 grams. And then lye, NaOH, is 58.22. 58.22 grams. Yeah, this is the... And then the olive oil is going to be 430.91. 430.91. And the castor oil is going to be 22.68. 22.68. And this is enough for 1 pound, which is about 5 bars. Well, maybe 4 bars. Okay? So that's all we need from here. And it does say fragrance ratio is going to be, fragrance, it's going to say 14.18 grams. But I never add that much because it seems to, if you're going to do cold process, fragrance oil will be fine. But when you're doing hot process, you can't add it until you're cooling it off. Otherwise, it will flash off. 14.18. Okay, so there's our recipe. Here, I'll leave that there if you wanted to look at that, Mary Jane, before we start. Okay, so
So how do you know how you want to make it?
I know how to make it. Okay, so we're going to start by measuring out our water. You can't do grams by a cup. You'll have to get a scale because grams are so slight. Like in this, like 2 pellets may be a gram, or 5 pellets, or 10 pellets. So you have to be really careful with that. So the water, we'll start with our water. So we've got this on 0. Okay, so 172. Wow, this is not much to make one. Oops, it's 173. Hi, Usman. Nice to see you. Okay, so that's 173.36 grams. So this is, where's the point? I think it's supposed to be like a lot.
Oh, so you have a good scale.
Yeah. But it doesn't have the point. I don't understand where the points are.
Is that grams or is it?
Yeah. So that much gram and 58.22 grams of lye. So we'll try our lye. Oh yeah. Oh
Well,
yeah.
there it is. There's kilograms. So there's your point there. So
Oh, okay. So I need a lot more water than that. Yes. Thank you. So 172.36.
That's kilograms though, right?
Yeah, this isn't going to work. I don't understand how to do that now. I'm kind of confused.
That's 1 kilogram.
So it's supposed to be in grams.
Okay, so there's ounces. There's pounds and ounces. There's milliliters. There's grams. So you probably want 1.72, right?
No, I want 172.36.
So
All right, well, let's go to ounces then. Oh, it's in the other thing. So it's just less than a quart for 5 pounds. Let me get a quart jar, which is,
well, how many grams in a kilogram? 1,000, right?
right.
So
Let's see. If I was doing 5 pounds of soap, it would be about right there. All right, so that's for 5 pounds.
now how does that compare in grams from here?
So that's 565 grams,
How many does it say you're supposed to have?
172.36. So a quarter of that
doesn't make sense.
is going to be. Oh wait, we have to put this in and set it to 0. Oops, where's the 0? Okay, so we set it to 0, and we want 172. It's not working. Okay. Okay. That is a very small amount of water.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, does it?
Done a quarter, such a small recipe before.
Oh, okay.
So 172, and then we need our lye. So let's get a container for our lye.
They put that on 0 too, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, and now we add to that 58.22.
So you can't even touch lye, can you?
No, you have to be very careful. I used to have lots of wooden spoons.
That'll go in.
Okay. Okay, I don't want this near my food. But this is what we're measured. So to make 1 pound, I've never made such a small batch in my life. This was too big to fit in the container also. Okay, so we'll bring this over here now. Okay, so it says 7.
So shouldn't you just put it back to 0?
There it is.
Yeah.
Okay,
What do you need?
58.
It's 30. Whoops, that sounded like something fell.
Don't touch.
Oh, this is kind of it. Okay. There we go.
Okay.
That goes in the water.
Eventually, yes. Okay, so now here's our water and here's our lye. Now you have to put them together, but they're going to fume with terribly toxic fumes, and it's going to get really hot. So let's take this outside and do this part outside, okay?
Okay.
And we'll take our spoon along to make sure it doesn't clump up on the bottom. Good morning, dear.
Good morning.
I love you. I'm glad you're up. Good morning, squirrel. And get every little bit. Oh, darn, my little cup was wet. Darn. You can't pour the water into it, remember that. Because it will explode.
You have to lie into the water.
Yeah.
Not the water into the lye.
Right. Make sure you get every single little bit. They're all in these little circles. Okay, and there's 2 more left. 3, 4. Okay. Oh, is there any more? Okay, and then you stir it around because you don't want it to go clumpy on the bottom, which it just did. And now as you do that, it starts to fume. It's good to have a deep container like this. And you want them to dissolve. See, there's still some on the bottom that aren't dissolved yet. So you stir it, but you've got your face way out of the way. You can feel it's boiling hot. You don't want to do this with children at home.
It's crazy that it's not cooking with glass because it's cold outside and really hot inside, right?
It's
Yeah, I know, it's amazing.
canning jars, so. But you can't do it in like other kinds. Something you could put hot tea into. You can use, if you don't want to use lye, and you have to do hot melt and pour soap where they've already done it. They've already combined it, and all you do is melt it. But this has all of your glycerin and everything in it. Nothing is removed. Okay, so that's well and truly stirred.
You want to give me that bowl and a spoon and I'll rinse it off?
Okay.
You can't touch it, right?
Right. Very careful. If you do touch it, immediately put your hand under water because it's water soluble. Okay, we'll bring it back in now. And we just won't breathe above it.
So as long as you just fill up your whole thing, you're okay? Or you should rinse it out for a bit?
Yeah, I would rinse it for a while. Okay, so that was that. Now we're going to do our oils. We need a candy thermometer, which we will put in there.
Is that enough? Or?
You can just let it run.
Okay, you just tell me when you want to turn it off.
My thermometer is gone. Oh, I know a way. We have this thermometer. not as accurate, but not accurate at all, actually.
The other
We'll see.
thermometer must be close by. What does the temperature have to be?
It comes down to 110. But we better get busy because that's not very much. Okay, so we're not using all this water anymore. So this is going to be a very small batch of... Yeah, I wouldn't put it on top of all the other dishes here. But I guess by now it's all right. But usually you keep it away from everything else. If you get any on your hands, you'll know. You'll get a little sting. And it'll burn a little straight hole, very tiny hole. And you just keep rinsing it. Okay, so we shall put on in here now. Get all the water out. We measure this, or you just put it on when you turn it on. And it should turn to be 0 there, okay? And now we're going to add 430.91.
What is that? Olive oil?
Yeah. We're making Castile soap.
And what is that?
It's the old kind of soap.
Oh,
It's an old...
like sunlight?
No. It's good for your hair. It's good for your body. Okay, so 40.31. This costs $18 for this whole thing. How much did I say?
I don't know. Read it again.
430.91.
Grams? Okay. There we go.
Okay, 430.91, so we might as well go.
Oh, wait, it's 31 already.
Okay, there we go. So that's as much as we need.
And by the time it doesn't get out of the bowl, it'll be the difference.
And now we're going to add castor oil. So now we're going to turn it off, and it'll set to 0. Okay, and now you can't see much from there, can you? Sorry, I lost my castor oil. 22.68.
Oh, it's on 1. Should be on 0. I think you push it. Yeah.
Okay. 22.
Oh, stop. Ooh.
22 point how much?
Let's.
68.
It's right on the edge of 21, so don't put too much in. Because it was going back and forth between 20 and 21. Oop.
Oops, 22.
Okay.
Between 22 and 23.
Okay.
Okay, so that's all we need for the oils. Now we have to warm this up, so we'll put it in the microwave.
Will you? Does that have to be
But
a
we
certain-
only want it to be 110. We need the thermometer. So let's put it in for 10 seconds. Or 15 seconds, I guess. Not warm yet.
So I wonder where would your thermometer be in this one here?
In the middle drawer, yeah.
Is it one of those long, narrow ones?
Yeah, you can put everything that's in there in the bottom drawer. So we can find it. Okay, let me.
Oh, there it is. There you go.
Okay, there's another one, isn't there?
I don't know.
There should be a glass candy thermometer, I think.
I don't know what that looks like.
Let me put these in. A glass tube.
Oh, here's another one, but it's not glass.
That's okay. We'll use that one too. Okay, we got two of them. So we'll put one here in here. Just barely touching it, but it's working. And we'll put this one in here. Not warm enough yet. So I guess we're putting it in longer than just 10 seconds. Know your microwave, right?
It's not moving though.
What?
It's not moving. Oh, maybe it is moving slowly.
This one's not moving.
Oh yeah, so it's probably at 110 right now.
Okay then, good. And you're plugged in over here. Oh, you weren't plugged in over there. Okay then. Not warm enough, but it's getting there.
So when you open your microwave, you should give it time for the, you know how when you,
yeah, 4 seconds. I
Yeah.
forget.
just so you're safer. You want to be microwaving your stomach.
It's getting closer, but it's not there yet. Look, the sun is out.
Uh-huh.
Not supposed to be a sunny day.
It's supposed to be whatever Heavenly Father wants to give us. The weatherman is...
Wouldn't want to worry what the weatherwoman told you. Wouldn't want to worry what the weatherwoman said. Wouldn't want to worry what the weatherwoman told you. Gonna be a fine day. Gonna be a real fine day. There it is. Okay. So this is 110. And let's see. This one.
Hi guys, good morning. Get to see my PJs. My crazy hair.
Okay, so this is not quite 110 anymore.
How far is it? How far different is it?
Yeah, maybe it is. Okay, so we're now ready.
Okay, so that's gotta get rinsed off, right? I can do that.
Okay, and now we turn on our stick blender. Oh, I have something stinging my finger, so something got my finger. As soon as it starts stinging, you put it under water and rub it. It'll all go away. Must have been a bit on that stem or whatever on that thing. Okay. So now we take our stick blender and we cut it in. Okay, and now you have to be very careful because you don't want this splashing you. So you start blending it. And you start pouring. Making a fine stream. So you can see what's going on.
Okay, I'm going to rinse that jar out for somebody.
Here, let me just get the rest of it in. There's just a little bit left. Okay, I guess it's all gone. I'll just put it here. Okay, and so you keep blending it. The screen is black. Oh my goodness, not again. If I do that, can you see it? Or is it still black? This camera of mine.
When it's almost done.
What's your question?
When do you put the oils in when it's almost done?
This is the oils.
No, I mean like the perfume oil.
Oh yeah, it depends if you're gonna cook it. You can't put it in until you finish cooking it. So
Oh,
see
okay.
how it's thickened? So it's now saponified.
So that has to be completely washed as well?
Yeah. Can you see now, or is the screen still black, guys? This is important. You're supposed to be able to see this part. Because it's like pudding. Okay. Just don't let it go on the rest of the dishes. Okay. Oh, it's still black. Okay, well, I'll turn it off and start a new one. Just a second.